video, well, it's been inspired by a friend slash surrogate big brother of mine, Matthew Grant, aka of Toy Therapy. I've been speaking to him. I've been speaking to him a while ago, and I thought, well, what I'll try to do at least another 1 or 2 videos before TFNation next month, because it's 3 weeks. 3 weeks today. It's getting here, guys. We're almost here. Just hang on a bit longer. It's slowly coming. Anyway, and I thought, why don't I just do one about TFNation? I want to try and incorporate something into it. So, anyway, you watch my stuff, or you praise me on Facebook, you know how much I love Beast Wars and G1 and so on and so forth. And he said, we'll do like a top 5 or a top 10 video of your favourite episodes of Beast Wars, G1, whatever. And I thought, I might do it at some point. And I thought, hang on, I've done short videos about the voice actors who will be at TFNation next month, Richard Newman and Paul Lloyd. And I thought, I'll try and do something a little bit different for my channel, not just editing reviews or thinking about TFNation or what have you. And I thought, I might, this is the first episode, I might do more depending on how well this is received and what have you, but I thought I want to do something similar to what Monkey does. Is when he does especially top recent reviews, he doesn't just do a toy or some characters had 20, 30 plus toys, but a little background and information about the character themselves. And I want to expand on that idea by not only talking about whichever character I'm talking about at the time, but why I like that particular character. Now, I'm doing this one, it's going to be about Rhinox, that's the total page, and I thought, I'll see how well it goes, how well it's received, and then if I do another episode, I'm going to do another episode, that's going to be a build about Receptor, and so on and so forth. So, once you finish watching this, comment on below, or when I post it on a couple of groups on Facebook, comment on there, it's entirely up to you. As long as it's nice to have a little bit of feedback. So, anyway, as per the total page, and I've just said, episode 1 of my Airlift82's Transformer files, it's all about a big lumbering, big lumbering guy, he's a big lumbering guy. It's Rhinox from a series that's now 20 years old, I think. Crikey, where's that gone to? The guy who, when we first got over the series, we learn a great deal about him. It's Rhinox. Now, Rhinox isn't my all-time favourite character in Beast Wars, but he's in my top, how many characters were there? 20, 30 characters, give or take. He's one of my favourite characters especially from the first season. Some of the reasons I like Rhinox is the fact that when you see him and he's first with his Rhino mode and he's sort of in robot mode, so he's a big guy. I think he's at the same height as Optimus Primal, maybe a little bit taller or shorter. And you think, oh, he's a big bruising guy. He's strong. He's quite resistant to damage. He's going to be not stupid, but a bit slow. But as we go through the series, we learn that's not the case. Yes, he's big and strong, there's no doubt about that, but we learn he's what I've taken from the show anyway, is the Exelons essentially, to me, he fills out 3 roles in the Exelon crew. He's basically a chief engineer. Anything that needs patching up in the ship, or any of the crew need healing or any repairs made. I know he put them in a CR chamber, but I'd like to think that's something either he does keep an eye on. He has to be essentially the chief engineer, the chief medical officer, which I suppose ties in with being the chief engineer, because even though the characters in the show obviously all Cybertron is robots, but at the same time, are they part organic, or at least well, at some point they get referred to as being techno-organic, sorry. So I'd like to think in it, well, other version of the Transformers fiction, anyone who's a medic or a doctor, character like Ratchet, Fixer, First Aid. If they repair a machine, other Cybertronians, which are living, breathing technology, are they really engineers as well as medical officers? But that's a question for another day. But so, you say chief engineer, so he's repairing any damage to the ship, sorry. Keep up the maintenance on all the technology on board, the weapon system, life support, sensors, communications. Medical officer. He'll do sort of patch jobs on the crew actually out and about, as well as operating the CR chambers, actually getting the character into the CR chamber anyway, monitoring their sort of life support systems. And he's also basically chief science officer. He's a bot of many talents. What's the best way to put this? I'd like to think whether he started as just an engineer. Did he just start as a medical officer and he sort of trained in other departments so he can sort of fill out other roles? Hell, at least 2-3 episodes, if not more. He's either, not say acting captain, but he's basically in charge when Optimus Prime has either been offline or has been AWOL, or other times where another character like Rat Trap has been officially put in command. He essentially becomes, or to use a Star Trek term, the first officer or the executive officer. He's either backing up Rat Trap's plans, carrying out his orders, make sure his orders are actually enforced. It's what I've been self-reflecting from the show myself, or I've been reading on the TF Wiki, or other bios and stuff like that. We learn a lot about a character. Now, what I like, well, there's a lot of things I like about the character, but we're shown that he's a good percent of the time he's laid back, he's quite sort of optimistic character. He's someone who, what's the best way to put this? I wouldn't say he's a pacifist, but he uses violence as a last resort. I mean, a lot of the times, if there's been a lot of stressful day at base, or someone's wound him up, and especially the first season up to part of the second season, first season, sorry, we learn that if he needs to chill out, he'll quite happily transform into Rhinox mode, find a nice secluded spot, and either lay or sit down, and he quite literally sniffs the flowers, smells the flowers, smells the roses. He'll just sort of calm and collected. In, I think, was it the first season? Halfway or partway for the first season, we learn that not only does he have all his skill, like engineer and medical training and training in the sciences, but he also has not so much a belief system, but he uses almost like mystical powers, but almost like, what's the word? For now, I'll say you use mystical training like almost like a Zen-like meditative state, where the 3 or 4 characters in a particular episode have lost their ability to see. They're completely blind. They can still hear, they can still smell and touch and all the other senses, but they're quite literally blinded. And all the other characters, they're panicking because they've lost using their optic sensors. They can't defend themselves. They're under attack. They're being harassed. So they can't focus, and they're basically losing their cool. Rhinox, basically being a ranking officer there, or ranking bot in charge, takes command, gets them all, sort of raises his voice, if he loses his temper, you know about it. And I'm not sure, I can't remember as a representative, but it's quite a funny scene actually. He's in Rhinoceros mode, all in beast mode. He gets them all to calm down. Rhinox is sort of sitting in I think he's got his hands together like that, but he's doing like a Buddhist, I think it's Buddhist, type pose. And where he's accessing not so much accessing the Matrix, but he's accessing another means of saying you see inside his mind he actually pictures two planes of a targeting grid, and considering these 4 bots have all got sort of extensive, to most of a degree, sort of combat experience, combat training, weapons training, and they're having to rely on he's literally sitting there, and he calls out and he says, "All enemy at sort of grid 5 Mark 2, something along them lines," and these bots, they're almost back up because they've sort of got beast modes. Yeah, as part of an action on instinct, and reflexes, and instead they call, they're all sort of, I think they share like a group consciousness or a hive mind, and they're all sort of linked up. So as soon as Rhinox calls out a grid reference, figures sort of targeting sensors, targeting grid, sorry, and they sort of quick weapon, they sort of spin round and fire, and it's a perfect shot. They're probably better doing it this way than any time they're actually using their eyes. So I quite like it, but like I say, most of the time you see him, he's a calm character or a calm person. He doesn't let things stress him out that easily, but when he loses his patience, you know about it. But the character can be quite easily underestimated. Oh yeah, so you see a big lumber and massive bot, literally sort of say the rhinoceros, they go, what kind of personality or reaction do these animals have? But you think it should be quite sort of slow and dim-witted and not that smart. But to me, aside from someone like Optimus Primal, he's probably one of the smartest characters on either side, whether it be it Maximum or Predacon. And you think, oh yeah, he's going to be good. But he's this big guy, he's intelligent, he's got a lot of training in multiple fields, so engineering, medical and science. But at the same time, when the chips are down and you need backup, I don't think any of the Maximals would rather have anyone but him at his side of him. He can be quite peaceful at times, and he really needs to let loose. What's been, I think, commonly referred amongst the fans as the chain guns of doom. He literally has two massive great chain guns with spinning blades, whether he gets used to sort of spin the straight blades to damage other characters as well, I don't know, but he's probably massive great sort of chain guns. And someone gets on one sort of episode, he's firing away, he's sort of jumping through the air, doing like a John Woo type thing, and these sort of massive great chain guns firing away. And he's one of the few characters, other than Prime, and I think a few others, who could stand up toe to toe, especially with Season 1 version of Beast Wars Megatron, and hold his own. And that takes a lot of considering Megatron is sort of one of the more powerful characters on the Predacon side, regardless of season. So, now, other things I like about the character, apart from that, is a rhinoceros. Who doesn't like rhinoceros? Rhinos. Yeah. Is a few episodes. Well, I think it's one or two episodes. No, sorry, one episode where at times he could be. Well, this particular episode, he's basically infected them, and I'm sorry to spoil this, but considering this animated series has been out 20 years ago, it's still really classed as a spoiler. If you haven't seen, you might have watched one or two episodes. Get back my point now. You might have watched sort of one or two episodes of Beast Wars, and either at the time, a few years afterwards, or you might have tried even more recent. I'll grant you, the CGI animation, I mean, hasn't aged particularly well. But yeah, that could be said about any animated series in the last 20, 30, 40 years. But if you can, if you can say past that, and you stick with it more, for two things, well, for me, for two things. A, storytelling itself. I mean, there are some real big names who have written for the series. I mean, one episode was written by DC Fontana, who wrote some of the most well-loved and respected episodes of Star Trek original series. At least, I think it was either the actual series finale, or at least part 1 and 2 of the series finale, was written by the man himself, Mr. Simon Furman, who, again, is doing TFNation next month. I mean, that's some really high-grade level of writing. You're getting people like that, DC Fontana and Mr. Simon Furman, writing for this particular series. And for B, the other thing that really stands out for me for this series, in regards to how it's written, how it's performed, is the voice acting cast. Now, this character, actually in Beast Wars, was only just one character. Others than, I think it's one actor was doing like 3 or 4 roles, but that's not uncommon. But to touch on it, that sort of links in with Mr. Richard Newman himself and TFNation, is this actor, Mr. Richard Newman, when he was voicing Rhinox, how I personally liked his performance because of how it was done, how he sort of brought the character to life, how he showed, how intelligent this character could be, all the techno-babble he and all the other characters had to learn for scientific terms, for weapon systems, and the different technology that was discovered by both crews during the 3 seasons. But one particular episode where Rhinox's darker side of his personality, I mean, he was a smart character, but there were times where his determination and his determination that he wanted, if something sort of task was given, or he had like a certain amount of time to get something done, he'd get quite single-minded, and he'd just focus purely on that, and he'd sort of go without rest and refuel and sort of ignoring his own maintenance routine, and that was a bad thing. One episode showed what had happened if all his sort of inhibitions and all his sort of determination went to the extreme, and he was shown to be more ruthless and unwielding, than even the most dangerous Predacon. And you think, hang on, you're going to have, we know how smart, especially in scientific terms, but characters like Tarantulas and Megatron were. But imagine how evil, imagine that, say like times a million, times a billion, and someone who's normally morally good and his moral compass is pointing straight, pointing true. And he's putting all his expertise, all his knowledge, everything he's learned, but looking out for himself, and just generally being sort of almost like a mirror image, or like shattered glass, as from Transformers fiction. I find that quite disturbing. You think, hang on, that was quite bad. But then when we got to the sequel series, Beast Machines, and it was shown, sorry, no more spoilers, but that's another series that came out about a year after Beast Wars, so it's not really a spoiler. We learn that Rhinox, his spark and his sort of memories have been corrupted to a degree, and it was shown he was actually in charge, or his spark had been used to control the Tankor character, and he actually it was quite a shock for, especially sort of Optimus Primal, who, along with Rat Trap with two of Rhinox's closest friends, and the ones he got on well the most, and then he actually learned because it was lumbering drone again, big lumbering brute of a character, strong character, evil, and then finding out it's a kind, caring, sort of lovable character like Rhinox. Sorry, that came as quite a shock to them and to a lot of the fans. Well, that voice sounds familiar. We're just using the same voice actor, doing something different. It didn't sound exactly the same stuff. It wasn't until later, and it was revealed. And he sort of Richard Newman used the Rhinox voice, but he altered it slightly, so it sounded darker. It sounded more evil. You think, oh god, that's quite clever. How any voice actor, especially for someone like himself, to portray that. And you think it was hinted back in that episode of Beast Wars what would happen basically if Rhinox went bad, and then say he became Tank. You think, okay, that's quite a twist for any animated series, any TV show or movie, but especially when one of the more popular characters basically gone rogue. So it's, I mean, they're both both great. I love Beast Wars. At the end of the time, it's one of my favourite shows. Beast Machines, I didn't so much enjoy the first time, but sort of subsequent viewings, I might watch some of it later actually. You get a new appreciation for, say, the storytelling, the performances by all the cast, all the hard work put in by the animation team and the script writers, and the sound effects and the music and all that sort of thing. So that is all from me for now, guys. Also, I'm going to do one at some point, either tomorrow or at some point next week, about Perception and a little bit more polling, and as sales as go. If you've got any requests for episode 3s forward onwards of other characters you'd like me to do a review about or do like a profile about, just leave me a message in the comments below. I'm going to upload this, it'll get edited in a while, get uploaded. I'll post a link in the TFNation. I'll share a link on Twitter and tag Richard Newman, and hopefully if you get a chance you'll watch it and let me know what you think. So I'll look forward to meeting him 3 weeks time. Meeting him and Paul for the first time and getting autographs and stuff, and just having another chat with them all. So yeah, that's all for me for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon.